My family, hi, welcome to another one here on Truth and Love the Church with your brother Joseph. During the global day of prayer and fasting, this is what Pastor Chris said about what has been happening in the nations.
In the last 2 days, we did emphasize the importance of prayer. Especially when you read that part of the Bible that we read from the other day, Romans chapter 8, from verse 26. Likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities, for we know not what we should pray for as we ought. We don't know what to pray for as we ought to know. We don't know as we ought to know. See, not that we don't know at all, but not as we ought to know. So the Holy Spirit makes intercession for the saints according to the will of God. We don't always know the details. For example, one of the things I made comments on, was it on Friday? I was talking about the United States action against Iran when President Trump sent bombs to Iran to destroy the nuclear facilities. There are details behind that effort because of players behind the scene. Because, you know, everyone's looking at the outward part of it. Israel attacks Iran, and the United States gets involved. They're looking at this outward part of it, but not understanding the spiritual nature of what actually transpired. A couple of years ago, I believe it was 2021 or so, I was explaining some things with regards to the work of Freemasons in the world. Some of their activities around the world which are often unknown, of course, to a lot of people. Now, the Freemasons is a cult that currently houses most of the world's elitist globalists with a Luciferian plot to run this world with a one world government, one world economy, and one world religion. The average Freemason will say to you that Freemasonry is not a religion, but it is a religion. Albert Pike, their sovereign pontiff of many years ago, declared that it was a religion. In his speech, to the top leaders of their 23 world councils, and he asked them, he said they could repeat that information to those in the 30th, 31st, and 32nd degrees. He called it a religion. A religion with a plan. And what's that plan? The final proclamation of Lucifer as God. Can you imagine that? I remember reading his speech to you along those lines. And the reason I'm talking about it is his plan, which he communicated clearly to their leaders, which is what they're following. How to get the people of the world to a point of exhaustion. It says when they are completely exhausted through wars, they will be in a position to accept the installation of Lucifer as God. So these are not wars that come because of matters of national interests. Not really. These are provocations that are stirred in the realm of the spirits by those who function there. Like the Freemasons I just said. One of their biggest seats is in Jerusalem. Oh yeah. So could they have motivated? Because we look at Netanyahu says he's attacking Iran because of the threats that Iran poses to Israel. Agreed on the outside, agreed on the natural plane of life, agreed. But let's look at it spiritually. Could they have motivated Netanyahu to attack Iran? What if? Absolutely. The provocation was necessary, but the idea was to bring the United States into it. So Trump was supposed to attack Iran, yes, sir. And this was supposed to lead to an endless war. Yes, sir. The problem is, Trump trumped them. Yeah, he trumped them. He did the unexpected. They were shocked. He wasn't supposed to take those bombs there and silence everywhere. He was supposed to get involved in the fight. Yes, and Iran was to fight back. Yes, sir. And then finally, you have to pull in China, and then you pull in Russia, and then China uses the opportunity to go for Taiwan. Yes, sir. And then America fights over there. Yes, sir. And the whole world blows up, yes, sir, in a world war. This was the nefarious plan. And that's why those Americans who were against Trump going into this battle, this was why they were scared. Because they knew what was behind it. But because of prayer, Trump had a completely different idea than they expected. He bombs the place and everywhere goes silent. That's not what they wanted. That's not what the Freemasons wanted. That's not what the Europeans wanted. You know, when I was meditating on the spirituality of what was going on, I thought maybe I should look at Trump's name again. You'd be surprised at the meaning of his name from this interesting dictionary, Merriam-Webster's. Let me read his name to you. I think that if they sat down to think of it, they would say, no, we don't like this. Listen to it. A decisive trump, a decisive overriding factor of final resource.
Wow.
A dependable and exemplary person. What do you say? That's not what they would like,
No.
but that's his name. That's his name. Did you think so before? Nice name, right?
Yes, sir.
Decisive, overriding. Dependable, exemplary. That's from Merriam-Webster's. Interesting, right? Really interesting. So he bombs the place and everyone goes quiet because that's not what they expected. He's supposed to get in the fight. Join, throw bombs. And then the other side throws bombs. And then it goes on and they drag others into it. And the world at war. Yeah, because that was Albert Pike's idea. Say, Pastor Chris, how do you come about all this? Well, I'm telling you the truth. Let me show you a short documentary. I'll remind you of a couple of things I said a while ago.
So those was the men of God said, my family. And concerning the documentary, I will see if I can post it tomorrow. If I, if there are no copyright issues pertaining to the documentary, I will see. I'll actually be trying it overnight today so that we see if we can post it tomorrow for you. So do share, like, comment, and subscribe. God bless you.